Angel Reese had her worst professional basketball game, and I'm not even stretching that out. That's not me trying to be overly elaborate, trying to really make it sound awful. No, she was bad. 0 of 8 from the field, 12 rebounds, of which I believe 8 were offensive. It was a terrible showing.
Angel Reese just delivered one of the most embarrassing performances in WNBA history, going 0 for 8 from the field while her own fans turned on her in real time. The Chicago Sky's combined negative 60-point differential through 2 games is officially the worst start in league history.
The Chicago Sky are already imploding from within. Fans are turning on the team. Camila Cardoso, oh no. Free Camila Cardoso. She is fed up with the Chicago Sky experiment. Tyler Marsh, once again, salute to you. You are doing the rest of the league a favor.
But here's what makes this story even crazier. While Reese was busy missing layups and collecting rebounds off her own terrible shots, Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever just bounced back with a statement win that has their fans more excited than ever. So how are Reese's fans decimating her in a hilarious way? If you're Team Clark, then comment Baby Goat down below. While if you're on Team Reese, then comment Baby Giraffe. Let's go.
Angel Reese through 2 games, 5 of 22 with 10 turnovers. The Sky's minus 60-point differential is the worst through a team's first 2 games in WNBA history. Do you understand that's the worst first 2 games in the history of the league? Oh, it's bad. It's real bad. Coming from a Sky fan, Angel Reese is the worst basketball player I've ever watched. Woo. Woo.
To make things worse, her own fans began to lose faith in her right there in the arena. The Chicago Sky now hold the record for the worst start in league history, with a combined 60-point differential through just 2 games. A wild turn. While Reese was busy missing layups and grabbing rebounds off her own missed shots, Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever came back with a huge win that fired up their fan base. And Reese's fans? They're roasting her in the funniest way possible. If you're on Team Clark, type Baby Goat in the comments. If you're still rooting for Reese, drop a Baby Giraffe below. Let the rivalry begin. Interview.
They can't stand Tyler Marsh. Think he ought to get run out. And let's just start here. Let's start here. Worst plus minus in all of the WNBA is, in fact, you guessed it, Angel Reese. 9 out of the 14, bottom 14 are Chicago players.
Be honest about what went down in that game against the Liberty. Missing 8 shots in a row isn't just a bad night. It's nearly unheard of at the pro level. WNBA players usually shoot around 45% from the field. So going 0 for 8? That's almost statistically impossible for someone considered a top-tier player. But that's Angel Reese for you. She somehow turns basic shots into impossible tasks.
Finally losing possession. 4 shots in 1 possession, 0 points to show for it.
Angel Reese, part 33! Let's get it!
Only lost by 25 this time!
Bang!
That stuffer coming hot with the stats. She went 0 of 8, 5 turnovers, and she got 1 hit stick.
Bang!
She had 12 rebounds. 8 of them were the me-bounds, if you know what I'm saying. All right, let's get it going. How about it?
Bang!
Again, there's another me-bound. Let's do it again.
Bang!
Another me-bound. Do it again.
Bang!
Sequence that summed up her entire night. After Camila Cardoso missed a shot, Reese grabbed the offensive board. So far, so good. Then she missed the putback. Okay, it happens. She got her own rebound and missed again. Still salvageable. But then she missed a 3rd straight putback before losing possession. 4 chances, 1 trip down the court, and not a single point to show.
You know what makes this even worse? Most of these weren't contested shots against elite defense. We're talking about layups and putbacks that high school varsity players convert regularly. Jonquel Jones blocked a few attempts, but the majority were clean looks that Reese simply couldn't finish. The Liberty's defense wasn't even game planning around stopping her because she was doing their job for them.
Reports came out that Camila Cardoso was sold on the Tyler Marsh signing. Rumor came out that Camila Cardoso wasn't excited, wasn't too pleased with how Teresa Weatherspoon was using her last year. So when she heard Tyler Marsh, when she got a sniff of Tyler Marsh possibly coming on board, they talked, laid out the game plan. Camila Cardoso was bought in. Cardoso was drinking the Kool-Aid, eating what Tyler Marsh was feeding her.
This performance even worse is that most of these shots weren't even contested by tough defenders. We're talking about layups and putbacks that high school varsity players usually make without trouble. Sure, Jonquel Jones blocked a few attempts, but most of Reese's shots were wide open, and she just couldn't finish. The Liberty's defense didn't even have to focus on stopping her because she was doing the job for them by missing so many easy shots.
Worst part about this Camila Cardoso last night is you seeing her visibly giving up on her team here. Look at this. Look at this. Camila Cardoso literally walking towards the New York Liberty bench. Walking towards the New York Liberty bench. Like, hey, Brianna, Sabrina, scoot over a little bit. Let me take a seat. Hey, Sandy, is there any room on the bench for me? Can you guys use an extra player? Can I switch jerseys and see how I fit on this team?
Even more interesting when you see how Camila Cardoso reacted during that rough stretch. Cameras caught her walking away from the group right after Reese's third straight miss. Her body language showed clear frustration. She actually distanced herself from what was happening. When your own teammate acts like she doesn't want to be connected to your play, you know the situation has gone completely off.
I'm gonna tell her when you travel, you need your real ID now! Bang! Free throws ain't free! Bang! Again! Bang! All right, brother, who at the zoo is responsible for letting the giraffes out of their habitat? How many steps was that? Traveling! Bang! Does a fly and Angel Reese have in common? They both get swatted. Bang! Green company reached out. They said, I want to sponsor you. I said, you don't have my flavor. They said, what's your flavor? I said, butter pecan! Bang! He's shooting 23% from less than 5 feet from the basket. 4 of 17 from right there. What? Throws are fundamentals. Bang!
About the 12 rebounds Reese grabbed. When people accuse players of stat padding, there's usually some truth to it. A big chunk of those rebounds came from her own missed shots. Basically, she was creating rebound chances by missing almost everything she took. That's not making a positive impact on the game. It's just recycling missed opportunities over and over.
Angel Reese needs to be better.
Yeah.
At basketball. I'm not talking about as a person. I'm not talking about as a podcaster. I'm not talking about as at the Met Gala. She needs to be a better player.
Liberty's defensive plan became clear as the game went on. They didn't double-team Reese or send extra defenders her. Why bother? She was missing open shots regularly. Instead, their strategy was to let her shoot and then grab the defensive rebounds after she missed. It's actually a smart approach. Let your opponent waste possessions while you focus on controlling the rest of the game.
You do have Sky fans that are turning on Tyler Marsh. They're screaming that Kennedy Carter should be back on the team. Angel Reese should be off the team. It is getting, what's the saying in baseball? It's getting late early. It started out real damn bad. Y'all's perimeter defense was horrible. I mean, Stevie and JJ were held on their points. Y'all got a lot of work to do. Y'all have let shooters, but y'all got shooters, but no scorers like Carter was. Lost by 35 and then 25. Trash.
Every missed shot added to Chicago's historic collapse. The Sky's 60-point deficit through just 2 games marked the worst start in WNBA history. Reese's personal struggle to score became the symbol of this team disaster. You can't build a winning team around a player who can't make layups in critical moments. The stats tell a harsh story, but Nick Wright summed it up perfectly after the game. Angel Reese needs to be better at basketball. 7 simple words that said exactly what everyone watching was thinking. Not, she had an off night, or she'll bounce back. Just the plain truth. A professional player has to actually play well. Her performance was so painfully bad, it sparked something never seen before. her own fans began turning against her live on social media.
Chicago Sky don't want to win. Angel Reese needs to come off the bench. She's terrible. She doesn't do anything to help the team win or be better. Please keep letting her be great, a great point forward. She isn't. Take 3-pointers. Bring back Weatherspoon. Man, they're going to war. They're going to war. I mean, wow. This right here, this woman. I think Reese is supposed to be playing in the Special Olympics. Wow. Wow. Good thing we got rid of Kennedy.
In minutes of the final buzzer, social media exploded into a full-on roasting session for Angel Reese. Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok turned into battlegrounds where fans unleashed their frustration in ways that would rival professional comedians. The speed of this digital meltdown was shocking. We saw a complete change in the story happening in real time.
Coach Tyler Marsh, you were single-handedly exposing Angel Reese's lack of ability to play basketball. By the way, that's kind of weird, but could he know this was going to happen? Did he know this was going to happen? I mean, that's interesting. Free Camilla. Look at this. Throw me the ball. Never mind, don't. I mean, God.
What makes this situation even harsher is that it wasn't just random haters or rival fans attacking her. It was Chicago Sky supporters. These were the same fans who defended Reese through her rookie struggles just a year ago. The shift from give her time to grow to she doesn't belong in this league happened faster than her missed layups against the Liberty. Former defenders started questioning everything about her skills, work ethic, and basketball IQ.
Where the hell is Angel Reese at? She needs to explain some shit. Sky fans are not happy that she did not show up to this press conference. On another episode of Ass.
Criticizing Reese reached legendary levels. One person posted, "This Barbie is broken," which quickly went viral and inspired hundreds of similar memes. Another joked, "Girls out here snatching rebounds like exes snatch hoodies," perfectly capturing how her rebound stats felt more like theft than real basketball effort. These weren't just angry rants. Fans were making genuinely funny content at Reese's expense.
Hi, fans. It was going to get interesting because you would start seeing the basketball fans rise to the top and the Reese fans start separating down towards the bottom. All right? Get your podcaster to work on layups. I mean, she is so bad. There, of course, is the embarrassing offensive rebound, missing layups, yada, yada, yada. It's ugly.
Stat padding accusations cut the deepest because fans started doing real math to back up their claims. One harsh tweet said, "By the end of the first quarter, Angel Reese had 0 points on 0 for 5 shooting. 5 of her 7 rebounds came from her own missed layups. When people criticize her, it's because this is how she pads her stats." Fans began calculating percentages and tracking how many rebounds came from her own misses. This wasn't just emotional criticism anymore. It was data-driven destruction.
Basketball fans are going to separate when they start seeing more and more of the when they start seeing more of what they saw last night. They're going to start going, wait a minute. Are you telling me there's not a single person we can find that we can put in there that's going to be better than that? Not only that, but her play may be hampering the development of your superstar big you got in there? I mean, you got to start asking basketball questions.
Comparisons got really personal when fans started bringing up high school and college players who could finish better near the basket. Some even shared highlight reels of local prep players making the exact layups Reese missed in pro games. People who said Reese was as good as Caitlin Clark became common, and that stung because everyone knew it was true. Former supporters reached a breaking point, openly questioning if Reese belonged in professional basketball at all. One user bluntly said, "I don't think you realize how bad you have to be to set records for being that terrible in the WNBA." Another simply asked, "How is she this bad?" These weren't clever insults, just genuine confusion over how someone could play so poorly at the highest level.
Turning your back to your team, walking away from the active plays going on, walking away from the actual basketball action. Yeah, Camila Cardoso's not a happy camper over there in Chicago, and I don't blame her. Again, this is another year of the same nonsense.
Comparisons to Caitlin Clark became weapons fans used with surgical precision. Every missed shot was paired with Clark. Highlights. Every turnover came with a reminder of Clark's assist numbers. Every defensive mistake was followed by comments about Clark's basketball IQ. The gap became so clear that even casual fans started using Clark's name as shorthand for what pro basketball actually looks like. Chicago Sky season ticket holders expressed serious regret across social media. These are people who spent hundreds or thousands of dollars expecting competitive basketball, but instead got front row seats to a historic disaster. Their complaints. This total fan rebellion perfectly highlighted what true professional basketball success looks like when you watch Caitlin Clark's rise. It became a clear lesson on the difference between struggling to perform and dominating at the highest level. Carried extra weight because they were the team's most loyal paying fans.
Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull are the real deal. That's what it does look like. It looks like these two off the bench, you can name whoever you want. These two ladies off the bench are going to be the most impactful duo in the WNBA, hands down. Hands down, these two are going to be the most impactful duo in the WNBA off the bench. They bring the energy, they bring the heat, they're able to score, they play defense.